Good evening all. Apparently we're live. It is now 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday, the 30th of December. And it's Nick's Wednesday night quiz just to keep you all entertained. So, yeah, Happy New Year's. Clive and Janet from Stockton. Well, it's not really New Year yet, but it will be. I don't know what we call it tonight. Is it penultimate? What is it? New Year's? It's not New Year's Eve tonight. It's New Year's Eve, whatever that call that. I should have looked that one up, shouldn't I, before we started. So great to see Clive and Janet from Stockton first on with their things. So we've got 18 people signed on so far for tonight's quiz. Tonight we've got 6 rounds of tricky trivia just to keep you going. Hopefully you'll find some of it some fun. Lisa's just joining. She said, Team UK USA saying hello on a Wednesday. Very odd, but it's that in between Christmas and New Year time. Happy New Year to everybody in the UK. Hope 2021 is much better for everyone. Let's hope so, Lisa. And cheers to you. I hold up my glass because I'm not online tomorrow night. So for anybody that's stuck in at home tomorrow night, really at a dead end and know what to do, you can always go back and watch one of my previous Wednesday night quizzes, Lisa, if you haven't seen them all. George Priestley's just signed in. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping fine. Raring to go into the new year. We've got the good news today that the AstraZeneca vaccine apparently has been approved by the British Medical Board or whatever it's been approved by. And hopefully that should bring some respite into the new year when we can all get ourselves vaccinated or inoculated, as they were going on the BBC. I did look that up to see what the difference was. But yeah, a bit vague that one, but never mind, let's not worry about that. Michelle's just joined us. She says, Charlie, James and Michelle sending best wishes to everybody. Well, a big thanks to Michelle, because Michelle did drop me off a bottle of some wonderful perry. We've got some Brussels sprout, what else did we get? A nice little box of things from Michelle. Thanks, and I hope you and your family have a fantastic new year, Michelle. Let's hope it's better than the last, and we will see. Martin Davis is just saying, good evening, Martin. Hope all is well with you. We were discussing last night about power generation, weren't we, Martin? But never mind, it appears I'd already downloaded it before you said so. Got Jed and Tracy, they just joined us, so good evening, Jed and Tracy. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping well. Raring to go for New Year's celebrations tomorrow. We'll see. What's that? Oh God, what's Robin come up with? Happy St. Hermes of Moisa Day. Oh, that sounds interesting. Robin, you might like to enlighten us on that one. St. Hermes, yes, quite. We'll see what he means by that. The internet's a wonderful thing, I'm sure it is. I thought you'd come up with some speciality one tonight, but never mind. Right then, everybody, tonight we have 6 rounds of just tricky trivia to keep you going. Round number 1 tonight will be entitled Wednesday the 30th, surprisingly, Wednesday the 30th. Round number 2 tonight is a trivia trail, Round number 3 is an initial letter link. We all seem to like those, one of you to work out. Round number 4 is a 1 to 10 round, where your first answer is 1 letter long, last answer is 10 letters long, pretty straightforward. Then we have a round that I don't know what it is because I haven't written it down. And finally, we end up round number 6 is a general trivia round. What's round number 5, Liz? I'm just asking my daughter quickly what round number 5 is because I can't remember. It is, initial pairs, A to J. In other words, an AA, a BB, a CC, a DD. You'll get the idea. Pretty straightforward stuff, that is. Right then, who else has joined us? Matthew Blood's just joined us. PRS signing in. Well done, Matthew. Hope all is well with you and family. Raring to go for the new year. Georgia's just joined us. Good evening, Georgia. The Yorkies are Hope, and she said, hope everybody had a lovely Christmas. Well, we had a fairly quiet Christmas, but it was nice. I don't think it's been bad at all, to be fair. Lockdown, well, we're all locked down now, I think, by the sounds of things. Tier 4 for us in the Midlands, Tier 4 for most people, I expect, across the country. As 80% of the nation are now down into Tier 4, or up into Tier 4. Great. So hope you and Rory have a great new year, Georgia, and we'll look forward to doing some more quizzing in the new year. Matthew's just joined us. He's asked me how the power generation is today. Rubbish is the word, Matthew. And we've used more than normal because the house is lovely and warm. As the weather's got worse, we've just left the heating on a bit longer, so what the hell. Graham's just joined us, Graham and Jane from sunny Upper Toft. So good evening to Graham and Jane Gifford. Hope all is well with you. Looking forward to the new year, Graham. I trust so. Andrew Lewis has just joined us, Andrew and Jane from sunny Yelvertoft. And it has been a very nice day actually out there. Very cold. We took the grandkids out this afternoon, but it was very cold. You could certainly feel it freezing those parts that you didn't want it to freeze. But it was being very bright today, which is quite a change. Graham Janet from Stockton are saying, feeling a bit tired tonight. Is that an excuse before we started the quiz there, Clive Janet? Or are you feeling tired for good reason? I don't know. What's that? Matthew's just said, the missus just told me she's leaving me because of my addiction to quizzes. Is she A, being unreasonable, B, being unfair, or C, downright miserable? Nice. Well, my wife just said, I know the feeling. Oh dear. Boring old fart was one of the things that she's just said, but never mind. Carol's just joined us. Hello, Carol and gang. Hope all is well with you all. We are full team. She says Home Alone 6 are here. I trust there's a full team tonight. And the Quizzy Rascals with Val Barnes has just joined us. Good evening, Val. Hope all is well with the Quizzy Rascals. Raring to do battle as usual. Lydia's just said good evening. Oh, Pick and Mix have joined us tonight. Good evening, Pick and Mix. Hope all is well with the gang and not missing the pub too much. It's a very strange, isn't it, that we A, didn't go out Christmas Day to the pub, and B, we're going to miss New Year's Eve in the pub. So that's going to be a bit of a shame. But never mind. We'll have to make a good night of whatever's on tomorrow night. In fact, is there anything half decent on the television tomorrow night? I don't know. We'll wait and see. Right, Carol's just joining. Good evening, Carol. Hope all is well. She says corners tight, present and correct. So it's great to see Carol all the way from sunny Cornwall. I haven't heard how Cornwall have fared in the tier scheme today. Are you still in tier 2? Have you been bumped up to tier 4 like the rest of us? Faye's just joined us. Good evening, Faye. Hope, she says, hi all. Hope you've had a good day. Well, we've had a lovely day today, yes. What's that? Lisa's just saying we enjoy 3 New Year's Eves in our house. First one in London, second one on the USA East Coast, and finally the USA West Coast. Lots of champagne. Yippee! Sarah's just joined us. Sarah, Russ, Joe and James. Have you got a full team tonight, Sarah? I expect you've been out walking today. We've been out today. It's, as I say, very cold, and you could feel the real bitterness in the air, but it was a lovely, bright, sunny day we had today. Carol's just said, yes, they've moved into tier 3 from midnight, so poor old Cornwall now moving into tier 3. That's no good at all for anybody, is it? He says, no. Right, we've got 7 minutes before quiz will start. We now have 43 teams or 43 people currently online. It's growing as we speak. Do feel free, if you've liked the quizzes during the year, to give me a thumbs up. It always helps with my ratings on YouTube channels. The more thumbs up I get, the better. It's a nice, easy thing to do. You just got to hit the button at the bottom of the screen somewhere. And of course, if you haven't already done so, do feel free to join my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Pewee1957. There's a little subscribe button. It doesn't tie you down to anything, but it does mean you'll get updates quite regularly. Right then, we have also had, let's have a look. Yeah, Vanessa's just joined us. So good evening, Vanessa. Hope all is well with you. Keeping fit and raring to go for the new year. Mick Roberts, Mick and Bev have just joined us. They're now online. So good evening, Mick and Bev. Hope all is well with you too. FootyVox86 saying good evening. We went walking also today, rather muddy. Yes, it was rather muddy. I got the 2 grandchildren fast asleep in the back of the car. So I took them for a little drive in the countryside to keep them fast asleep in the back of the car, only to run into the Granborough Hunt somewhere near Granborough, just outside Rugby, and blooming horses everywhere, blooming things getting in my way on the main road, but never mind. We got past them all in the end. Penny Graham's just said good evening, Nick, and all happy Wednesday. Well, happy Wednesday to you, Penny, and I hope you're looking forward to a good new year. It's a shame they didn't bring the New Year restrictions in, or the tier 4 the day after, really, so that we could have at least enjoyed a night in with the well, at least people in your own bubble. We can't do that now, so things have changed. Jackie's just saying good evening. Good evening, Jackie. Hope all is well with you. And Anna's just joined us, Anna Anderson. Evening from Anne and Dave in a cold and frosty Essex. At least we're still in tier 4. and they haven't created a tier 5. God knows what they're doing tier 5. I'm not sure with that one, but there we have it. Right then, let me just whiz through last week's winning places. This is last Wednesday night's quiz. Last Wednesday night was a very close affair. We had Michelle, Charlie, and James top of the leaderboard on 60 points. Also PRS on 60 points. They were closely followed by Split the Difference on 59.5 points. And then in fourth place, I got down Nick Roberts in 56 points. So well played, those 4 teams that topped the leaderboard last week. Let's see how we fare tonight. We've got some good teams in there tonight, and I expect there'll be some stiff competition, as always, on a Wednesday night. Tonight's rounds, I'll just quickly run through those again. We start off with Wednesday the 30th. Wednesday the 30th, 13 possible answers in round number 1. Round number 2 is a trivia trail. A trivia trail, that's where the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next answer until we get to number 10. And the last letter of number 10 is the first letter of number 1. I think we all know how that one works. Round number 3 is an initial letter link. 9 general knowledge questions where question 10 asks you to take the first letters of the first 9 answers, rearrange them to spell out something, which we'll get to when we get there. Round number 4, I've done once before. It's a 1 to 10 round, a 1 to 10 round. Basically, your first answer is 1 letter long, second answer is 2 letters long, third answer is 3 letters long. You get the idea, until we get all the way to number 10. Round number 5, which I still haven't written down, but never mind. We decided that was what was round number 5? Luke? Oh, well, that was a double round, A to J. So your first answer is a double A, second answer is a double B, third answer is a double C. I'll explain that when we get to it. And finally, the last round, just some straightforward trivia to keep us all going. What's that? Oh, Mike's just joined us. So good evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you and raring to go for the new year. Matthew's just said half. That's it. She stormed. I can't compete with you or your 80s rock music. I'm leaving you. I've met someone new. No, who is it? I shouted. He's called Tommy, and he's not in the least bit obsessed with Bon Jovi. Tommy, I said, he used to work on the docks. God. Well done, Matthew. Yes, well-researched questions, these ones. I like that. Right then, we just have 3 minutes to go before we start the quiz tonight. Big thank you for everybody that's been doing the quiz for the majority of the year. We started these in lockdown back in March. Basically, we think we had one Sunday night in the pub after we'd come, the wife and I have been on holiday. We came back from India and we were back in March just before we went into lockdown. So we managed one pub quiz, and then I thought, well, we can't stop the quizzes, we'll just put it online, which we've been doing ever since on YouTube. And we've had quite a lot of people quite enjoy it all year long. So let it continue for a little while and see how we go into the new year before we get back down the pub eventually, I hope. Never mind. It looks like it might be March or April time by that time, but we'll see. Right, John O'Rourke and the gang have just joined us from the Famous Five. Good evening, Famous Five. Hope all is well with you. And Alex has also just joined us. He says, got on East Coast Pale Ale from Cameron's, a brewery in Hartlepool. Excellent, that sounds good. I haven't had any Cameron's for a long time. Didn't they used to do Strong Arm, didn't they? Cameron's Strong Arm, remember it well, but that's going back 30 odd years, I think, Alex. In fact, it's probably going back well before you were born. I don't know, but never mind. Tonight I'm on the Lest We Forget, just in case I forget what I'm on. Lest I forget, it's been outside actually all day long, which is why my glass has got frost on it. The beer's absolutely freezing, but it's keeping well and it tastes nice. I brewed that myself back about 6 weeks ago, and it's still on good form. Got 1 or 2 casks still to get through. Right then, everybody, what I said, oh yes, I'll just remind you of last week's winners and losers and thereabouts. In first place last week, we had joint 60 points, PRS. This is if my maths is right and my computer's still right. PRS on 60 points, and then we had Michelle, Charlie, James on 60 points. They were hotly pursued by a split difference on 59.5, and Mick Roberts on 56. And right, tonight we've got plenty of really good, strong teams in tonight. We've got 60 teams now, or 60 people raring to go online. It seems fairly static. Do feel free either to give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the quiz tonight, thumbs down if you don't, and also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Carol's just saying, is the tooth better now? No, it's not, Carol. Unfortunately not. I went to the dentist today. He's ground a bit off the back of my tooth. He reckoned I might have been pressing on it, which was causing some irritation or something. But it's still hurting, but it's better than it was. So there we have it. Famous Five also had 60 last Wednesday. Well spotted, John. I was waiting for somebody to come up with that one. I did go through, because what I normally do is just review the last 2 or 3 minutes of the quiz on from last week, and of course the chat's still all there, so I then glean all the scores. So if anybody else has got into the top 1, 2 or 3, so that basically we had 3 at the top. Never mind, whatever, it's the taking part that counts. But yes, well spotted, John. I didn't see your name there, but I'm sure it was. Right then, everybody, let's get going. Round number 1 tonight is entitled Wednesday Wednesday the 30th, I forget which day it is. Right, starting with the letter W. Here we go. Eyes down, look in. Bit of paper to hand. Originally opened in 1931. What is a zoo and safari park located near a small village near Dunstable in Bedfordshire? I've put the word near in there twice. Never mind. So originally opened in 1931. What is a zoo and safari park located near a small village near Dunstable in Bedfordshire? Sure, although that one starting with the letter W. Evening, Chris. Trust you're all raring to go for the new year. Right then, question number 2, starting with the letter E. It's a 2-word answer I'm after for this one, probably the tricky one in the round, but never mind. It's a film you might remember. Whose successful lawsuit against the Pacific Gas and Electric Company was subject to a 2000 film of the same name, which starred Julia Roberts? It's a 2-word answer starting with the letter E. So whose successful lawsuit against the Pacific Gas and Electric Company was the subject of a 2000 film of the same name, which starred Julia Roberts? Good film as well. Haven't watched that for a while. Question number 3 is a bit of a stupid one. In which English county, starting with the letter D, which helps somewhat, would you find Knick-Knack Lane, Inner Ting Tong, and Slap-Arse Lane? All true name places. So in which English county would you find Knick-Knack Lane, Inner Ting Tong, and Slap-Arse Lane? Nice one, Marty. Martin's just put shocking, a lawsuit against an electricity company. That is shocking. Oh dear. Let's see whether we have some more electricity jokes there, Martin. That was a shocking one, that was. Yeah, never mind. Oh dear. It always takes a bright spark to come up with a joke like that, but never mind. Pinky and Perky, you're just joining us. Good evening, Pinky and Perky. They say a little bit late, never mind. We've only got to question 3, so the questions are just above you in the chat column. If you just open up the chat, you'll be able to catch up. Right, question number 4, starting with the letter N, as in Wednesday. Right, in ancient Greek religion, who is the goddess who enacts retribution against those who succumb to hubris? So question 4 again. In ancient Greek religion, who is the goddess who enacts retribution against those who succumb to hubris? Just a 1-word answer I'm after, starting with the letter N, of course. Question number 5, popular with the Argentinians about 1980 something or other. Which anti-ship missile has a name that is French for flying fish? So question 5 again, which anti-ship missile has a name that is French for flying fish. It starts with the letter E. One word answer I'm after for that one. It's all right, I'm just reading the next question. Another stupid question. Question number 6. Sure you can get your heads around this one. Which of the following is a 5-star holiday village situated in the New Forest National Park? Now I'm going to give you the choice. Is it Soaking Nuts, Sandy Balls, or Sunny Plums? Dear God. So which of the following is a 5-star holiday village situated in the New Forest National Park? I'll give you the choice. Is it Soaking Nuts, Sandy Balls, or Sunny Plums? I'm sure it's one I had years ago in that, but never mind. Bit tricky that, because they all start with an S. Right, question number 7. This starts with the letter D, as in D-Wolf. Eventing is an equestrian event where a single horse and rider compete across 3 disciplines. 2 of these are cross-country and show jumping. What is the third? Salty nuts, is it? Oh dear. Yeah, actually, that would have been better than soaking nuts, wouldn't it? Salty nuts, sandy balls, sunny plums. Oh dear. Right, Ian, I'll change that. Actually, that does make more sense, that one. Just for future reference. Reads better anyway, doesn't it? Right, question number 8, starting with the letter A. It's a 2-word answer. The Gettysburg Address, made on the afternoon of November the 9th, 1863, is a speech by which famous person in history? So question 8 again. The Gettysburg Address, made on the afternoon of November the 19th, 1863, is a speech by which famous person in history? Right, question number 9. The letter gives it away a little bit. Think carefully or laterally. Beginning with the letter Y, founded on the 6th of June 1844 by Sir George Williams, what is a worldwide youth organisation based in Geneva with more than 64 million beneficiaries in over 120 countries? So question 9 again, founded on the 6th of June 1844. By Sir George Williams, what is a worldwide youth organisation based in Geneva with more than 64 million beneficiaries in over 120 countries? Right, we're all keeping up our trust with the questions so far. Question number 10, I'm after a number. Starts with the number 3, of course. And it's only 2 digits long, so you can have a guess even if you don't know. What number connects the numbered piano sonatas of Beethoven, the traditional number of counties of Ireland, and the number of muscles that cats apparently have in each ear? So that's a daft question, isn't it? So what number connects the number of piano sonatas of Beethoven, the traditional number of counties of Ireland, and the number of muscles that cats apparently have in each ear, even not in each year, in each ear? I bet John will know how many counties there are, traditional counties of Ireland. And I know Mick Roberts, he'll know how many piano sonatas Beethoven's got. Keep them coming, Matthew. You must have been reading. You must have got a special book of jokes for Christmas, I think. My mate said, I've just seen John Travolta buying 2 gooses. That's not how you say it, I replied. Well, what is it then? He asked. I said, geese is the word. Geese is the word. Do you want me to sing that? Geese is the word. Dear. Question number 11, pretty straightforward. How is the fraction 7/8 or 7/8 represented as a decimal number? Surely we don't need calculators to work that one out. Just trips off the tongue. So how is the fraction 7/8 represented as a decimal number? Just my age. Question number 12, dead easy, starts with the letter T. The trade union known as the NUT is better known as the National Union of what? So question 12 again, the trade union known as the NUT is better known as the National Union of what? And finally, question 13, leaving off the indefinite article or definite article, can never remember which is which. The 1415 Battle of Agincourt took place during which long-running conflict? Starts with the letter H. It's a 3-word out from after. So in the 1415 Battle of Agincourt took place during which long-running conflict? It's a 3-word answer starting with the letter H. That's what I'm after. Right, there we have it. That's round 1. 1 or 2 testing questions in there. Hopefully not too many. 1 or 2 you could perhaps guess at, even if you didn't know them. So there we have it. Robin's just bringing it up. Robin can remember most things by The Simpsons, which is very, very clever. In The Simpsons, that conflict was referred to as Operation Speedy Resolution. I'm sure it was. Right then, let's go back and give you some answers to round 1, see how you're all faring after that dead easy Wednesday the 30th round. We started off that zoo and safari park I was after was called Whipsnade, of course. Number 2, the successful law scoop. Her name was Erin Brockovich, which was also the name of the film, of course. Number 3, you would find Knick-Knack Lane, Inner Ting Tong, and Slap Arse Lane in Devon. Well done if you got Devon. Number 4, of course, was Nemesis, the goddess of retribution. Number 5, that flying fish was better known as the Exocet missile. Number 6, of course, was Sandy Balls. Number 7 is better known as dressage. Number 8, of course, Abraham Lincoln. Number 9 was the YMCA. Number 10, I was after 32. Apparently, there are 32 numbered piano sonatas by Beethoven. There are 32 countess of the original Countess of Ireland, and there are 32 muscles in a cat's ear. The fraction 7/8 is represented by the decimal number 0.875. Of course, the NUT is the National Union of Teachers, and that Battle of Agincourt took place during the 100-Year War. The 100-Year War. Well done if you got that. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in, see how we've all fared after round number 1. Let's see how many full points we've got and who's just not trying hard enough. No, we'll see. Right, come on, let's get some scores in. So we've got Jen Tracy with a 12. We've got Martin Davis with an 11. The famous 5 with 12. Carol Green's on 11. Pinky and Perky on 11. Mick Robertson on 11. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 12. We've got Home Alone 6 on 12. Quizzy Rascals with Val Barnes on 13. Well done them. Ian Miller's on 11. Andrew Lewis is on 11. Georgie Sanchez on 7 for the Yorkies. Well done then. Anne Anderson's on 10. We've got Alex Brown on 11. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 12. Mike Yates is on 10. The Giffords are on 11. Sarah, we're going home, she says. They're on 8. We're just warming up yet, Sarah. I'm sure you are. Vanessa Hughes is on 10. We've got PRS on a very respectable 13 points. Footy Fox 86 on 8. Penny Grand's on 9. Pick and Mix are on 12. We have Team UK USA on a fantastic 12 points as well. Any more scores to come in, or are we about there? Split the difference on 12. We've got the Booby Prize girl. Well done, Jackie. Yes, 13. She says, honestly, you don't have to, you know, well done indeed. 13 in round 1. You can't go wrong with that. Maximum score. Any other teams to put their scores on as yet? Feel free, right? We've got a couple of 13s, 3 13s so far, and plenty of 12s, 11s, and 10s. And then there's 1 or 2 8s and 7s. But never mind, let's not worry about that. Next round is called the Trivia Trail, where the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next answer, and so on and so forth. Till we get to number 10. The last letter of number 10 is the first letter of number 1. Here we go then. Question number 1. Listen carefully. Originally sung by Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon, I Know Him So Well is a song which was used in which 1986 musical? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So originally sung by Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon, I Know Him So Well is a song which was used in which 1986 musical? Just a one-word answer. I can't have given that one away a bit, but never mind. Right, take the last letter of that musical, and it's the first letter of number 2. Coping, band, and mitre are all different types of what kind of tool? Again, a one-word answer I'm after. So coping, band, and mitre are all different types of what kind of tool? Very commonly used tool, I have to say. Something I've used many a time. Oh dear. Well, no. Right. Take the last letter of that tool, and it's the first letter of this one-word answer. What is the collective noun used to describe a group of penguins on land? Apparently it's different on water. They're called a raft on water. But what is the collective noun used to describe a group of penguins on land? It's a one-word answer. Question number 4. Take the last letter of that collective noun. It's the first letter of this answer. Ragnar Frisk and Jan Tinbergen were co-recipients of the first Nobel Prize in which category back in 1969? I know the Dark Destroyer was trying to describe this last night on the show, so the night before, but he didn't mention Ragnar Frisk. We should have known that. So question 4, Ragnar Frisk and Jan Tinbergen were co-recipients of the first Nobel Prize in which category back in 1969? Right, take the last letter of that, and it'll be the first letter of this one. A signature song for Frank Sinatra. What word completes the title, I've Got You Under My What? I'll give you the choice. Is it under your thumb, under your skin, or under your duvet? That's stupid. So question 5 again, a signature song for Frank Sinatra. What word completes the title, I've Got You Under My What? I gave you the choice. Was it under your thumb, under your skin, or under your duvet? Got you under your duvet. There you go. What's that? What are you looking for? Chocolates? Oh, you're going to throw me one over. Right, take the last letter of that. Ow! My wife just threw a chocolate at me, but I've lost it. There it is. Now look at this. Another quality street. Oh, it looks blue there. It's purple. It looks definitely blue on my screen. Never mind. So question number 6. Take the last letter of that previous answer. With all surviving into adulthood, how many children did Queen Victoria have? So question 6 again. With all surviving into adulthood, how many children did Queen Victoria have? I think they only put that they survived into adult because it was quite a rare thing in Victorian times. I suppose if you looked after in a palace, it helps. Purple QS is a good one. Well, there's the outer wrapper out of the way, Matthew. Let's see. Oh, yes, that's what it looks like in the nude. Oh, yeah, soft toffee. Can't go wrong with that. Right, take the last letter of the number, and it's the first letter of number 7. What is the second book of the Bible, which tells a story about the Israelites being delivered from slavery? So question number 7 again. What is the second book of the Bible, which tells the story about the Israelites being delivered from slavery? Oh dear, sorry about that. No, that's not the nut. I haven't got to the nut yet. That's still swashing about somewhere. Oh dear. Right. Take the last letter of that book of the Bible. Question. Oh dear, sorry. It shouldn't go. Oh dear God. Oh dear, we'll have a right. We're going to have a commercial break for a second. Davenport's the mighty beer. Yeah, I'm watching my tooth. Oh dear. Oh, that definitely went down the wrong way. Right then, let's go on to the next question. Then I might have to go over this. Right, question number 8. This is one for my first cousin Carol. Here we go. What is the name of a Cadbury's confection which combines creamy peanut butter, light Rice crisp and caramel, all covered with milk chocolate? Anaphylactic. Yes. So take the last letter of that book of the Bible, and it's the first letter of this one word I'm after. What is the name of a Cadbury's confection which combines creamy peanut butter, light Rice crisps, and caramel, all covered with milk chocolate? You're choking on your soaking nut. Nut allergy. I haven't bitten into the nut. Could be a nut allergy. Right, take the last letter of that confection bar, and it's the first letter of number 10, number 9 even. What was the surname of the British racing driver who stood in for Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes in the 2020 Shahir Grand Prix due to coronavirus? Just a surname I'm after. So what was the surname of the British racing driver who stood in for Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes at the 2020 Shakir Grand Prix due to coronavirus? It was only a few weeks ago. And he did quite well until he didn't do very well. Right, take the last letter of that racing driver's name, and it's the first letter of number 10. And remember, the last letter of number 10 will take you all the way back to number 1. So question number 10, which acid is a chemical byproduct of anaerobic respiration, the process by which cells produce energy without oxygen? She can actually, Jackie. No, I've never asked her to do it. So question number 10 again. Which acid is a chemical byproduct of anaerobic respiration, the process by which cells produce energy without oxygen? I'm sure we've all felt that in our muscles at one time or another. Right, take the last letter of that acid, and it's the first letter of number 1 if you're lucky. Now, do go down and look at all your answers. Make sure the last letter of the one in front is the last letter or the first letter of the next one, and so on and so forth. Well, I still get over my choking whatever. I've always found the best thing for calming choking down, of course, is a nice cold drink of beer. Or controlling of the breathing, yes. Right then, everybody, let's do some marking. Dead easy trivia trial round. We started off originally sung by Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon. Can't remember who wrote it, but never mind. I Know Him So Well is a song which was used in which 1986 musical? That was Chess. That gave you the S for a saw. That gave you the W for a waddle of penguins. That's a good word, isn't it? A waddle of penguins. That gave you the E for economics, that Nobel Prize. First started in 1969. That gave you the S for under your skin. It wasn't your duvet, surprisingly. That gave you the N for 9. Of course, you had 9 surviving children. That gave you the E for Exodus, the second book of the Bible. That in turn gave you the S for the star bar. Well done if you got the star bar. That wasn't an easy one. That in turn gave you an R for Russell. And that gave you that it was George Russell. And that gave you the L for lactic, as in lactic acid, which builds up in your muscles. If you've been doing extra strenuous exercise. So there we have it. There are your answers to that round. So let's have some scores and see how you're faring. I think that was a pretty straightforward trivia trial. 1 or 2 testing ones, but not too tricky to work them backwards. So we've got Home Alone 6 on 22 points. Well done them. Jen and Tracy on 21. The famous 5 have moved on to 22. Michelle, Charlie and James on 22. Got Mick Roberts moved on to 20. Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies are on 15. We've got Sarah now moved on to 18 points. Well played. Ian Miller's on 19. Pinky and Perky are on 20. Anna and Dave Anderson are on 18. Got Graham Jane on 18. Got Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on 22. Carol Green's on 17. PRS have moved on to 23. But love star bars. Pick and Mix, very good round for us. They're on 22 points. Footy Fox 86 on 16. Martin Davis has moved on to 19. Penny Graham now on 15. Andrew Lewis is on 16. Vanessa's doing well on 17. Got Clive Janet from Stockton on 21. Wooly Chewbacca. Well done, Wooly Chewbacca on 15 points. And the Booby Prize Girls on 21 points. Well played, the Booby Prize Girls. Still there or thereabouts. Right then. Any more scores to come in? Do feel free to put them on there. Who else have we got missing there? Famous 5 are missing. You haven't put your... Oh, yes, you have. We've got the Famous 5 down at 22. Oh, Lisa Lasky, Team UK, USA on 22. And we've got Mike Yates on 18. Some great scores in there. Right, and Alex Brown on 21. We have got some good scores tonight. Not been too hard so far, so let's hope we can keep that going. Right then, 9 general knowledge questions where question 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of the answers. So here we go then. Starting off, question number 1. Also the name of a TV show first aired in the 1980s. What is the most common type of star in the Milky Way? Alex saying us and twinnies are together tonight. Excellent. So question 1 again. Also the name of a TV show first aired in the 1980s. What is the most common type of star in the Milky Way? It's a 2-word answer I'm after. A 2-word answer. Right then, question number 2. In which country would you find the city of Innsbruck, which hosted the Winter Olympics in both 1964 and 1976? So question 2 again. In which country would you find the city of Innsbruck, which hosted the Winter Olympics in both 1964 and 1976? Tokyo was the Summer Olympics, 1964. 76, what year was the 76? 72, Mexico. Atlanta, Mexico, Munich. Where were the 76 Olympic Games? Summer Olympic. Can't remember. Munich. Don't know. Question number 3. What letter begins the names of more elements in the periodic table than any other letter? So what letter begins the names of more elements in the periodic table than any other? I don't think we need letter to ask, do we? Matthew's on good form tonight. I offered Bonnie Tyler a Quality Street earlier, but she declined. She said she was holding out for a hero. Oh dear. Wasn't that Julio Iglesias or something? Don't we do a hero? Question number 4. Which video game company was founded in 1972 and manufactured the arcade game Pong, which is generally regarded as the first ever commercially successful video game? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So which video game company was founded in 1972 and manufactured the arcade game Pong, which is generally regarded as the first ever commercially successful video game? I had to give my mother-in-law a bit of a lesson just before Christmas. Ping pong. My wife bought us a ping pong bat and ball for Christmas Day. So me and my mother-in-law were taking each other on. She's only 96 and suffering blindness, but besides that, she did very well. Question number 5. All Souls Day is celebrated on the second day of which calendar month? So question 5 again. All Souls Day is celebrated on the second day of which calendar month? That's a good one, Willie. I like that one. When I was young, my mum would always give me a bath in cheap, warm Australian lager. It wasn't until I was 18 that I discovered I'd been fostered. Oh, that's a silly joke. I like that one. Question number 6. Meaning hurricane force. What is the highest number on the Beaufort wind scale? So meaning hurricane force, what is the highest number on the Beaufort wind force scale? I need you to spell it out. Don't just stick the numerals down. I want you to spell the word out properly. Question number 7, dead easy, I'm sure. Which parcel delivery company was founded in 1972 in West Germany and shares its name with the messenger of the gods in Greek mythology? So question 7 again. Which parcel delivery company was founded in 1972 in West Germany and shares its name with the messenger of the gods in Greek mythology? Question number 8. What was the first name of the composer commonly known as Beethoven? We've already had him tonight. So what was the first name of the composer who was commonly known as Beethoven? It wasn't roll over. need to just put final in after that. Question number 9. Which company has supplied the official match ball at every FIFA World Cup final since 1970? Dear Georgia, that's dreadful. How many beers can a tropical bird drink? 2 cans. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. That is awful. Worst joke of the night so far. The wife says it's not that bad. Oh dear. Right then, question number 10. Listen carefully. The first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word derived from French, which is used to mean a person falsely claiming to have a special knowledge or skill. Someone's answer, please. Oh dear. Question number 10 again. The first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word derived from French, which is used to mean a person falsely claiming to have a special knowledge or skill. There's a good one to work out. Well, you must admit, Georgie, it was pretty poor. How many beers can the tropical bird drink? 2 cans. Oh dear. Ah. Right, I'll give you a minute. You got that worked out yet, Ange? No, I've not worked it out. Right, I'll give you a minute to work that one out. Right. Well, it's been a very unusual year, hasn't it? Sat at home doing quizzes all the time, twice a week. But never mind. Fair play to everybody for taking part. At least it's something to do on a Sunday night and a Wednesday night. Right, everybody, how are we all faring? Do we need a little bit more time, or are we about there? Write down in the column if you need a little bit more time to work this one out. So what's everybody had for Christmas then? Anybody have any exceptionally wonderful gifts? I'm very lucky at Christmas because I have a birthday on Christmas Eve, so that I get double presents. I get more presents than most. Vanessa San, I also do Jay's quiz on Thursdays and Saturdays. Go on, poor old Vanessa, you're a sucker. Oh dear, oh dear. That must be hard work doing 4 a week. Mind you, I suppose when we used to go out, we did plenty. Robin, I had the gift of being left alone to enjoy it on my own. Oh dear. That's so sad, Robin. Should have come round here. Oh dear. I've got a song to you. Oh dear. Got my Happy Place Happy t-shirt off my daughter. Oh, lovely. Right, another 30 seconds and then I'm going to call it time on this round. As with all these, I just hope I've got the right number of letters in the right place, you know. Well, at least the answer's got 9 letters. That's a start. I don't always check. I should do. Martin Davis. Set of 4 drinks coasters featuring lattice steel structures. Sounds very interesting, Martin. Oh dear. Okay then, everybody. Let's put you out of your misery. I'm sure you will have got a number of these right, even if you didn't quite get the connection. So here we go. Question 1, also the name of a TV show first aired in the 1980s. The most common type of star in the Milky Way is a red dwarf. A red dwarf. Number 2, Innsbruck is in Austria. Number 3, what letter begins the names of more elements in the periodic table than any other? That's the letter C, as in carbon. Number 4, which video game company was founded in 1972? They manufactured the arcade game Pong. That was Atari. Number 5, All Souls Day is celebrated on the 2nd day of November. Number 6, meaning hurricane force. What's the highest number on the Beaufort scale? I needed you to write the number 12 down. The number 12. Well done if you got that. Number 7, the parcel delivery company I was after, which was named after the messenger of the gods, of course, was Hermes. Number 8, the first name of the composer known as Beethoven was Ludwig. Number 9, the company that supplied the official match ball at every FIFA World Cup final since 1970 is Adidas. And if you rearrange the first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers, they can be rearranged to spell out a charlatan. A charlatan. I don't know if you got that. That was a tricky connection. It's derived from French, apparently. It sounds a bit French, doesn't it, charlatan? Right then, let's have some scores in. We'll see how we've all fared. Well done, Martin, on a fantastic 29 points. You're not socially distanced anymore then, Martin. You and team are a team tonight, I trust. Michelle and the gang are on 32. Got Pinky and Perky on 28. We've got Sarah, Ross, Joe and James on 28. We've got Home Alone 6 on 32 points. Alex Brown's on 31. We've got Mate Ace on 28. Ian Miller's on 26. Andrew Lewis is on 26. Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 32, as have the famous 5 on to 32. Graham Gifford and Jane are on 27. We've got Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies on 21. Well played them. Nick Roberts has moved on to 30. We've got Jed and Tracy on 31. PRS are now moved on to 32. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 30. Footy Fox 86 is on 20. Bigger Mix, they're saying they're having a very good night tonight on 31. Vanessa Hughes on 25. Got Anne Anderson and Dave on 25. Carol Kings on 21. Penny Grant saying, sorry, only 19. Never mind, Penny. Some good scoring there. Team UK USA on 32. Keeping up. Excellent. And the Booby Prize girls are on 31 points. Some great scores there. What's up? We are a team that came out of NHS app isolation on the 27th of December. You've been in and out of isolation a few times, Martin. You're doing well. Sure, you'd be completely free of anything now, Martin. Right then, round number 4 is entitled 1 to 10. All the answers start. So your first answer has just 1 letter or digit. Your second answer has got 2 letters or 2 digits, and so on and so forth. Oh, Wooly Chewbacca on a fantastic 21 and split the difference on 31 points. So it's all very close there at the top. We've got a number of 32s, number of 31s, and a number of 30s. And if you're still on 29, you're still doing very well in with a shout. So here we go, 1 to 10 round. So just with 1 digit or 1 number, at 150 milligrams per 100 grams, wheat germ oil is the largest source of which fat-soluble vitamin? So I just need the vitamin number, the letter, sorry, not number, stupidly. Just the letter associated with that vitamin. So 150 milligrams per 100 grams, wheat germ oil is the largest source of which fat-soluble vitamin? Question number 2, just 2 digits, or indeed letters. With the atomic number 33, what is the 2-letter abbreviation of the chemical element arsenic? So question 2 again, with the atomic number 33, what is the 2-letter abbreviation of the chemical element arsenic? George, you sound great show today, Nick, and Happy New Year's. Happy New Year to everybody. Right, question number 3. Question number 3, which doctor was born Andre Rommel Young? He became the richest American rapper and musical performer of 2015. I kind of gives it away a bit. So question number 3 again. Which doctor was born Andre Rommel Young? He became the richest American rapper and musical performer of 2015. Question number 4, a bit more chemistry for you. Silicon dioxide, usually in the form of quartz, is the chief constituent of which fine granular material? So question 4 again, silicon dioxide, usually in the form of quartz, is the chief constituent of which fine granular material. It's got to have 4 letters, remember, 4 letters in that answer, number 4. Question number 5, this has got 5 letters, surprisingly. With a name derived from the German to store, what is the generic name used to describe many types of beer? Thankfully not this one, because this has been stored outside. So question 5 again, with a name derived from the German to store, what is a generic name used to describe many types of beer? Now that's a good one, Georgia. What do you call your mother's angry French sister? Your croissant. Croissant. That's very clever. I like that one. Now that's a much better standard of joke, George. Oh dear. Yeah, it's far better than mine, that's for sure, yeah. This one here, number 6, instead of country, we need to put county, good. So I've got the answer as a county. French. But from. That's better. Question number 6. Blue Vinny is a famous English cheese, but from which county does it come from? So you'll wish to note that Matthew amended Paris' score at the end of the other scores. Did he? I wasn't watching. Correction 33. Well done, Matthew. So Blue Vinny is a famous English cheese. From which county does it come? Apparently it's called Vinny. The word Vinny means mould in this local dialect. Yeah, that'll help you a lot, I'm sure. Question number 7. 15 munitions workers in Woolwich formed Dial Square FC, with each member contributing sixpence to help form the club. What is this Premier League club now known as? I'm sure you'll know that. So 15 munitions workers in Woolwich formed Dial Square FC, with each member contributing sixpence to help form the club. What is this Premier League club now known as? Remember, that's got to have 7 letters in its title. So it's not going to be Manchester United, if that helps. Question number 8. The answer is a plural. Originally made from flowers or leaves, what are decorative wreaths which can be hung around a person's neck? So question 8 again, originally made from flowers or leaves, what are decorative wreaths which can be hung around a person's neck? Matthew, you've definitely been reading a book of jokes this week. I've been swapping labels around on the wife's spice jars. She may not know anything about it yet, but mark my words, the time is coming. What time is coming? Oh dear, that's dreadful. Question number 9. This has got to have 9 letters in the answer. William Tyndale was an English scholar who was most famous for translating the Bible into English. But how was he killed / assassinated? The answer's got to have 9 letters in it. So William Tyndale was an English scholar who was most famous for translating the Bible into English. But how was he killed / assassinated? If there's any help, he wasn't shot, because that would just have 4 letters. And finally, question number 10, which must have 10-letter answer. First presented by Peter Dimmock and broadcast between 1958 and 2007. What was one of the BBC's longest-running sports shows? So question 10 again. First presented by Peter Dimmock and broadcast between 1958 and 2007. What was one of the BBC's longest-running sports shows? I think it's only actually been outdone by Sports Personality of the Year, but somebody will probably correct me for that one. Right, there we have it. You should have 10 answers, all of which have a different length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And each of the answers in that row. 1 or 2 possibly guesses, 1 or 2 possibly straightforward. So here are the answers to round number 4. I don't think we need much thinking about that. We're not going to work anything backwards. So question number 1, wheat germ oil is a large source of the soluble vitamin E. Question number 2, arsenic. Its 2-letter abbreviation is AS. AS, that's a bit tricky. Number 3, of course, was Dr. Dre, D-R-E. Number 4, silicon dioxide, that fine granule material, is sand, of course, sand. Number 5, derived from the German word to store, the generic name for many types of beer is lager. Number 6, of course, blue vinny comes from Dorset. Well done if you got Dorset. That's not an easy one. Number 7, about 15 munitions workers in Woolwich formed Dial Square FC, better known these days as Arsenal. Number 8, of course, originally made from flowers and leaves. Decorative wreaths were known as garlands. Number 9, William Tyndale was strangled. He was strangled. And finally, number 10, that TV program I was after was called Grandstand, of course. Grandstand, which ran from 1958 to 2007. Oh, nearly all my life, that, just about. Well, with the exception of the last 10 years or 15 years. Right then, everyone, so some scores in. That was tricky, one or two tricky ones there, but not too bad. We got Pinky and Perky on 38. We got Martin Douglas also on 38. Michelle, Charlie and James move on to 41 points. That's a great score. Carol Green now on 28. Got Famous 5 on 41 points. Ian Miller's on 33. We've got Graham Gifford and Jane on 36. Mick Roberts, I'm not quite sure what that is, Mick. I trust that's 40 points, but it might be 409. Home Alone 6 are on 42. Great score, Home Alone 6. Anne Anderson's on 34. We've got Sarah, Russ, Joe James on 26, 36 even. Big and Mix are on 40. Got Andrew and Jane on 34. We've got PRS on 43 points at the moment in the lead. Mick Roberts on 40 points. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 28 points. Mike Yates is on 37 points. We have the Yorkies well moved on to 29 points. Vanessa Hughes is now on 33. Jed and Tracy on 41 points. Clive and Janet from Stockton, who are a little tired tonight, on 40 points, but doing remarkably well. Penny Graham on 26. We've got Alex Brown on 40. Split the difference on 41. Carol saying, how did PRS get 11 on that round? They didn't, Carol. There was a thing in the comment column that they had given themselves down. I don't know what they'd done, but there was a score correction in the previous round, which gave them their extra point somewhere. Wooly Chowbucker's on 26. The Booby Prize Girls are on 40. Quizzy Rascals are on 42. We've got Leslie Barrett now on 38 points. Well played, Leslie. And Team UK USA on 41 points. So we've got, as has been pointed out, we've got PRS on 43. We've got Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on 42. We have got Split the Difference on 41. We've got Jed and Tracy on 41. We've got Mick Roberts on 40. Pick and Mixer on 40. We've got Home Alone 6 on 42. And we've got the Famous 5, 41, and Michelle Gibbons on 41. So some great scores there. There's not much being dropped tonight. Right then, round number 5 is called Initial Pairs. Initial Pairs. So you take the initial letters. So I might be looking for something beginning AA. Question number 2 starts with BB. Question number 3 starts with CC. You get the idea, right through to JJ, number 10. So question number 1, which starts with an AA. Question number 1, this is AA. What organisation was founded in 1935 by Bill Wilson and Bob Smith in Archon, Ohio, whose stated purpose is to enable its members to stay sober? Cheers. So what organisation was founded in 1935 by Bill Wilson and Bob Smith in Archon, Ohio? The stated purpose is to enable its members to stay sober. So 2-word answer starting AA. Not too tricky, that one. What about this one then? Question number 2. Which actor is known for his booming voice and his roles in Z-Cars, I, Claudius, Blackadder, and Flash Gordon? It's a 2-word answer starting B, and B was on the telly only the other night. So which actor is known for his booming voice and his roles in Z-Cars, I, Claudius, Blackadder, and Flash Gordon? And I'm sure Georgie at this moment, and Georgie and Rory are probably saying to themselves, what on earth is Z-Cars? It was a police programme, probably finished by the time before you were born. But never mind. Keep quizzing, you'll learn these things. Z-Cars indeed. It used to go. You see, you've heard it now. Oh, sorry, I'll stop before Robin criticises me. Question number 3. Forming part of a World Heritage Site, what is one of the oldest and most famous Christian structures in England? So forming part of a World Heritage Site, what is one of the oldest and most famous Christian structures in England? Starting and CC. Ian saying Everton FC run out to that tune. They do, don't they? I do remember that. Why on earth did they? What the hell was the name of the tune? Come on, Robin, you know the name of the tune. What was it? He affectionately called Stephen Fry his spunk bubble. Fantastic. Could be Dixon and Doc Green next. Now you see, they were programs that you don't forget. I remember Dixon and Doc Green, great program. It was on either just before or just after Doctor Who. You see, when I was a kid, you get all this. It's called Johnny Todd, innit? It's called Johnny Todd. The tune is called Johnny Todd. What? Yeah, but what has that got to do with Everton FC running out onto the pitch to Johnny Todd? Did they have a famous footballer called Johnny Todd? What connection? There's got to be a connection there somewhere. Perhaps it was Liverpool's in programme. There's an echo here. Question number 4. Codenamed Operation Neptune. What other name was given to the largest seaborne invasion in history? So, codenamed Operation Neptune. What other name was given to the largest seaborne invasion in history? Starting with the letter D, can't be too tricky, that one. So we'll move on straight to question number 5. What was a British industrial manufacturer formed after the armistice of World War I by amalgamating 5 businesses which, during the war, had been making munitions, armaments, and aeroplanes? Oh, very good knowledge there, Ian. I knew somebody had come up. It's a sea shanty popular with dockers in Liverpool that went to see Everton play. So question 5 again. What was a British industrial manufacturer formed after the armistice of World War I by amalgamating 5 businesses which, during the war, had been making munitions, armaments, and aeroplanes? It starts with the letters EE. Bit local to rugby, really. Question number 6. What French term is reserved for unripened cheese that has undergone a mostly lactic fermentation? And as we all know what lactic means from lactic acid earlier in the quiz, that makes that a bit more sensible. So what French term is reserved for unripened cheese that has undergone a mostly lactic fermentation? Presumably that means anaerobic. Never mind. Martin, you're giving it away, surely. That's true. Question number 7, starting with the letter G. Who was runner-up to Will Young in the first series of the ITV talent show Pop Idol? No, it wasn't Gary Glitter. But you're on the right lines, Ian. That was a bit fast. So who was runner-up to Will Young in the first series of the ITV talent show Pop Idol? And just in case anybody's thinking of putting Gary Glitter, definitely wasn't him. I've barred any Gary Glitter questions or questions to do with, as I got told off not long ago with my, who else did I? Politically correct questions. Question number 8. Question number 8. Who was an American engineer, businessman, and politician who served as the 31st President of the United States from 1929 to 1933 during the Great Depression? Probably not the best time to serve as US president, but that was it. So question number 8, starting with the letters HH. Who was an American engineer, businessman, and politician who served as the 31st president of the United States from 1929 to 1933 during the Great Depression? Did he clean up? Question number 9, starting with the letters I and I, traditionally called the Heptanese. What is a group of 7 Greek islands, one of which is known in English as Corfu? So I suppose you're just going to ask the question, Corfu is in what group of islands? So traditionally called the Heptanese. What is a group of 7 Greek islands, one of which is known in English as Corfu? Robin, when told that that president had died, Dorothy Parker said, "How can they tell?" What a great quote that is. To be fair, it must be depressing being a president during the Great Depression. Must it not? And finally, question number 10, starting with the letter J. Born in 1847 and raised in the Little Dixie area of western Missouri, who was an American outlaw, bank, and train robber. Nasty bit of work. So born in 1847 and raised in the Little Dixie area of western Missouri, who was an American outlaw, bank, and train robber. There we have it. That's a JJ, which makes that fairly straightforward. Right, then everybody should have an AA, a BB, a CC, a DD, all the way through. Even a GG, and it's not Gary Glitter for number 7. Much to Ian's having a guess at it. Right then, I'll ask you to put your pens down, do some marking. If not, have a go. Thought you were just going to say 70 singers. Oh dear. Right, here we go then. Question number 1. What organisation was founded in 1935? Its stated purpose was to enable its members to stay sober. Well, of course, it was Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm sure we got that. The actor, best known for his booming voice, was Brian Blessed. Brian Blessed. Number 3, of course, was Canterbury Cathedral. Number 4, I was after D-Day. It was codenamed Operation Neptune. Not a lot of people know that, of course. Number 5 was English Electric, that British industrial manufacturer. Number 6 was Fromage Frais. Fromage Frais. Number 7, I was after Gareth Gates, of course. Gareth Gates. Not Gary Glitter, but Gareth Gates. Number 8, the Depression time US president, of course, was Herbert Hoover. Number 9 was the Ionian Islands. The Ionian Islands. Well done if you got that. And finally, number 10 was Jesse James. Jesse James. Well, I think most people would have scored fairly well on that. So that's your penultimate round. We're going to round number 6 in a minute, but we'll have some scores in first and see how we are all faring. So Ian Miller has moved on to 43 points. Well done, Ian. Fantastic scores there. Who else have we got in so far? We've got Carol Green on 39. Well played, Carol. We've got Martin Davis on 47. Pinky and Perky are doing well. They're happy with 48 points. Well played them. Michelle and Charlie are now moved on to 51 points. Old James, we've got Mike Yates on 47. Grant Givens on 46. Got PRS moved on to 53 points. Famous 5 have moved on to 51. We've got Vanessa Hughes on 41. Mick Roberts is on 50. That's a great score, Mick. And Sarah, they've made a really good comeback on 46 points now. The Yorkies are now on 37 points. Well played them. Jed and Tracy, 51 points. Clive and Janet from Stockton on 50. We've got Team UK USA on 51. Pigger Mixer on 50. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 52. We've got Andrew Lewis on 44. Well played, Andrew and Jane. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 36 points. Home Alone 6 move on to 52 points. Well played them. Alex Brown's on 50. That's better, said Penny. She's moved on to 36 points. Split the difference. Still there or thereabouts on 51 points. Wooly Chewbacca now on 32 points. Well played, everybody. Have we got any more scores to come in, gang? Right, it appears we've got Split the Difference 51. Home Alone 6, 52. Quizzy Rascals 52. Pigamix 50. Got Team UK USA 51. We've got Janet and Clive from Stockton on 50. We've got Jed and Tracy on 51. We've got Mick Roberts on 50. Famous 5 on 51. PRS at the moment in the lead on 53. Michelle and Charlie on 51. And that's about all the 50s. And then we've got 1 or 2 on 49 as well. So some great scores. In fact, the Booby Prize girls are now on 49.5. We said Henry Hoover instead of Herbert. Oh, that was close. Got to be worth half a point, that surely. Damn, she said. Oh, no, that was something to do with Herbert Hoover. Right then, everybody. Last round tonight. Just very straightforward general knowledge questions. Nothing too testing here, I don't think. There might be 1 or 2 not really catch questions. Most of these are pretty good general knowledge questions. Here we go then. To find out tonight's final winner, the final winner of the year, harmonised main cable colouring was introduced across the European Union in 2004. Prior to that date, what colour was used to indicate the live conductor in the United Kingdom? Yeah, Henry Hoover was the sucker, wasn't Oh dear. So harmonised main cable colouring was introduced across the European Union in 2004. Prior to that date, what colour was used to indicate the live conductor in the United Kingdom? I'm talking about mains, domestic mains wiring. What are we going to do now? We'll come out of the European Union and we're going to go back to the old colours. Dear. Oh dear. Question number 2, a literature for all you literature fans. Neurologist Oliver Sacks' book of case studies is entitled The Man Who Mistook His Wife for What? I'll give you the choice. Was it for a hat, a tree, or a pork chop? So, question 2 again. Neurologist Oliver Sacks' book of case studies is entitled The Man Who Mistook His Wife for What? I'll give you the choice. Is it a hat, a tree, or a pork chop? Stupid question that is. Somebody might know that one, though. If not, have a good guess at it. Now, question number 3. This is right up John O'Rourke's street, this one. Weighing 182 carats and given to silent film actress Mary Pickford by her husband Douglas Fairbanks. What type of gemstone is the Star of Bombay? That's a big old gemstone. So weighing 182 carats and given to silent film actress Mary Pickford by her husband Douglas Fairbanks. What type of gemstone is the Star of Bombay? Question number 4 is one for you to work out. How many square yards would you find in an acre? If it helps, it's traditionally defined as the area of 1 chain by 1 furlong. That may help a lot, actually. So how many square yards would you find in an acre? If it helps, it's traditionally defined as the area of 1 chain by 1 furlong. I'm sure all you cricketers will know your chains. I hope Georgie and Rory, you've been revising all your old British units, imperial units of measurements, your pecks, your bushels, your chains, your rods, your perches, whatever else we have. Question number 5 is an old proverb. I looked hard because there were so many I knew them all, but this one I couldn't recall, so let's see how you get on with this. Complete the old English proverb. You can't run with the hare and what? So question 5 again. Complete the old English proverb. You can't run with the hare and what? We haven't been revising them, but we will now. Actually, to be fair, Georgia, when we went decimal, because it was at school, I was only about 10 at the time, I think, when the decimal system came in the UK. And when we moved over, we all thought how difficult it was because none of the old folk could figure out the new decimal system. Yet all us kids got it quite easily because it was so much easier. Oh, dear God. We had to learn both, which made things very difficult. But never mind. Right, question number 6. The 1900 Olympic Games held in Paris had a long jump event especially designed for what type of animals? It's fairly logical. I'll let you work that one out. It's obviously not going to be for elephants, is it? So in 1900 Olympic Games held in Paris had a long jump event especially designed for what type of animals? Wasn't flea jumping and it wasn't elephant jumping. Could have been snails, Ian. Could have been snails. Don't quite know how they'd unstick themselves to jump. There we have it. I suppose it was in France, wasn't it? Yes. French Olympics, snail jumping. Right. Now that's more sensible, Penny. I like that one. It could be. You never know. They had some very strange events in the Olympic Games in some of the early days. Well, we ought to have a few more of those. They were always very humorous. Right, question number 7. The humble potato is thought to have been brought to the British Isles in which century? Again, I'll give you the choice. Was it believed to have been the 15th, the 16th, or the 17th century? So question 7 again. The humble potato is thought to have been brought to the British Isles in which century? I'll give you the choice. Was it believed to be the 15th, the 16th, or the 17th century? That last question's cracking me up, that one. Never mind. Right then, question number 8. Not a proverb, but a nursery rhyme. Question number 8. According to the old nursery rhyme, Oranges and Lemons, what does the great bell of Bow say? Very humble, very humble. The humble potato. Oh dear. So the proud potato came several years later. Well done, Leslie. Question number 8 again. According to the old nursery rhyme, Oranges and Lemons, what does the great bell of Bow say? Come on, everybody. I can hear you going through the oranges and lemons, said the bells of St. Clements. Question number 9. Who is a British fashion designer and businesswoman largely responsible for bringing modern punk and new wave fashions into the mainstream? Her son Joseph is the founder of lingerie brand Agent Provocateur. So question 9 again. Who is a British fashion designer and businesswoman largely responsible for bringing modern punk and new wave fashions into the mainstream? Her son Joseph is the founder of lingerie brand Agent Provocateur. Now, do you remember this round? Could be the round. Win it, lose it, bust it, whatever. Don't put an answer down that you regret later. And here we go then. Final question of 2020. Let's get 2020 out of the way. In 1948, who became Burma's first prime minister? If you don't know that, I'll give you the choice. Was it you knew, I knew, or we all knew? God. So in 1948, who became Burma's first prime minister? If you don't know, I'll give you the choice. Was it you knew, I knew, or we all knew? Yeah, that's a daft question to finish us off on. But never mind. It's the taking part that counts. It's the taking part. Obviously, we'll be doing a quiz Sunday night, which will be the... Oh, what's Sunday? Is it the 2nd or the 3rd or something? What date's Sunday? 3rd, is it? We think it's the 3rd. It is the 3rd, so it'll be the 1st of the new year. Sunday night probably be a review of 2020. Yeah, good God, everybody says a year to forget. An annus horribilis, so to speak. Knew who? Who knew? We put he knew, who knew, he knew, like either knew. Or was it longer in the U? No longer in the U. Who knew? Like either knew. Oh. Okay, everybody. Right, we've had enough of the news. I hope you all knew that one. Oh dear, it gets worse, doesn't it? Right then, pens down. Here we go. Straightforward general trivia. Anybody who gets 10 on this round, they're definitely cheating. No, that's not fair. Harmonised mains cable colouring was introduced across the European Union in 2004. Prior to that, in England and old buildings, it's still good old red conductor. Red conductor is live. You don't go sticking your finger on those unless you're a masochist, I suppose. Question number 2. Neurologist Oliver Sacks' book of case studies is entitled "The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat." Well done if you got that. Well done if you got that. Number 3, weighing 182 carats and given to the silent film actress Mary Pickford. The type of gemstone, the Star of Bombay, is sapphire, as in sapphire gin, of course, which is from Bombay, or Bombay on the bottle. So sapphire, well done if you got that. How many square yards would you find in a square acre? Well, as I said, it's a chain by a furlong, which is 22 yards times 220 yards, which is in fact 4,840 square yards. Well done if you worked that out. I'm sure Ken got that. Number 5, completely old English proverb. This is a tricky one. You can't run with the hare and what? Well, you can't run with the hare and hunt with the hounds. Well done if you got that. You can't run with the hare and hunt with the hounds. Question number 6. In the 1900 Olympic Games held in Paris, they had a special long jump event for horses. Number 7, the humble potato, as indeed, not necessarily just humble, the proud potato, was introduced apparently into the British Isles in the 16th century. Well done if you got that. Number 8, according to the old nursery rhyme Oranges and Lemons, what does the great bell of Bow say? It says, I don't know, said the great bell of Bow. Number 9, of course, was Vivienne Westwood. And finally, in 1948, who became Burma's first Prime Minister? I gave you the choice. Was it you knew, I knew, or we all knew? It was you knew. Well done if you got you knew. Yes, that was a silly one at the end there, but never mind. So, everybody, let's see how you fared. I think a good 8 on that round will probably see you through, but we'll see. There were 1 or 2 little tricky ones in there, but you never know. So we have Ian Miller coming on with a 49. We've got Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies on 41 points. Well played them. Oh, right. Everybody else holding back with their scores. We've got Michelle. Well done, Michelle, Charlie, and James on 59 points. We've got Carol Green on 47. Mick Roberts ends up on 59 points. Sarah and our friends from Worcester on 55. We've got Letty Barrett on 55. Pinky and Perky. Very good for just 2 of us, she says, on 56. The Quizzy Rascals end up on 61 points. Well played them. Alex Brown on 55. We've got PRS ending up on 62. Is that unassailable or not? We'll see. Graham Gifford on 54. We've got Vanessa Hughes on 48. Bit of guessing. Martin Davis ends up on 55. Well played, Martin. Penny Graham ends up on 42. Footy Fox 86 on 39. Jen and Tracy on 59 points. Andrew Lewis on 53. 59 points also for Clive and Janet from Stockton. So well done, you two. John O'Rourke, the famous 5, a lucky 10, therefore 61 points. Well played them. Split the difference also on 61 points. Well played them. Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6 on 62 points. Fantastic. Well played, Home Alone 6. Anne Anderson on 50. We've got Willie Chewbacca on 39. Pick a Mix on 59. We've got Mike Yates on 54. The Booby Briars girls are on 54 and a half. Faye McSorley, thank you, Nick, blah, 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 blah. Right, let's have a look back at the winners then. On 62 points, we've got Home Alone 6, fantastic. Well played, Carol, and Home Alone 6, fantastic way to finish the year. Split the difference, well played you on 61 points. And well played the famous 5 also on 61 points. We then had PRS on 62 points. Well played, Matthew and the gang. Great to end the year on 62 points. And the Quizzy Rascals, Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on 61 points. So some fantastic scores tonight. So anybody in the top there, 59, 60s, 59s. We've got Michelle Gibbons, we've got Mick Roberts on 59. We've ended up with, who else was on 59? There's a number. Clive and Janet from Stockton, Jed and Tracy on 59. There's some great scores tonight. I mean, basically, there are only 63 points in the old quiz. So if you get 59, you've only dropped 4 points. And some of those were quite tricky, especially at the end there. So tonight's winners, on joint first place, we have Home Alone 6 and PRS. So big congratulations to both those teams. In second place, split the difference, the Quizzy Rascals and the famous 5. Fantastic scores. Well played, everybody. If I've missed anybody or anybody else is claiming their top spot, do feel free. Right, we'll see. Most of you, I think, would want perhaps do a quiz in the new year. So hope you have a great night tomorrow night, whatever you're doing. If it is a night in, just in front of the telly, make sure you've got a few beers in so you can enjoy yourself, socially distanced from everybody else. And I'll look forward to seeing you all on Sunday night, which will be the 3rd of January for Nick's New Year quiz. We'll see what we can do. I'll probably put a round or 2 in about review of 2020, that kind of thing. But try not to make it too desperate for you. Well, I'll try and keep it fun. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, tonight. Do feel free, if you've enjoyed the quiz, give us a thumbs up and do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So happy New Year to everybody, and let's hope we can look forward to a better 2021. So from me and Jan Lydia, it's good night and God bless, and we'll see you all in the new year. And remember to stay safe. So thanks, everybody. Also, a lot of people saying Happy New Year, so I'll leave that just open for a second. I'll drink this beer down while you finish chatting, if you are still chatting to each other. Cheers, everybody. Good night.